A little more country. That's my next guest. My next guest is one of Australia's most recognisable country music talents. He's had multiple Australian country charts at number one singles, a golden guitar, 2 CMC awards, and he's touring Australia and he's coming down our way too. He played to a packed-out house at the Rod Laver Arena recently and he's online right now. Troy Kemp, it's nice to have you with us. How are you?
I'm great, Leigh. How are you, mate?
Good, pal. Good. Whereabouts are you today? Where have we caught you?
Mate, I'm standing on a sunny balcony in Tasmania at the Hobart Casino right now.
It's sunny in Tasmania?
It is, man. Like an hour ago it was cloudy and windy, so
Yeah.
It's like 4 seasons in one day down here, buddy. It's,
It sounds like Melbourne.
yeah, that's what I've been told, yeah. So, but it is beautiful, and I'm on a harbour. I'm looking at a bridge and some boats. And
Oh, you make me sick.
I know, it's horrible, man. It's a horrible lifestyle, but someone's got to do it. Yeah.
Well, what music can do for you, and singing and all those things. How did you get started, Troy?
That's funny, mate. Like I was just having this conversation with somebody last night over dinner, actually. But I grew up in Kempsey, sort of mid-north coast, New South Wales, and just always loved music. My dad was a guitar player, my mum was a piano player, so I was just always bashing on things at home and jamming on guitars and stuff, even with Dad and his mates as a kid. And I guess in high school I started a school band called Fox. It was FOXX, and we played all the rock stuff, In Excess and all, the Angels and all that, the Radiators, all that type of Aussie stuff. And I I went through the whole rock thing and got into bands like Bon Jovi and all the hair bands from America for a while. And did a complete circle. My grandparents were big Slim Dusty fans and always sort of told me to go and listen to country music, which I just thought was a silly idea at the time. But I grew up and matured, and I think country music's evolved to a point where I really started to get it. It's become more sort of rock and pop sounding and stuff like that, and I sort of could see myself doing it. And when I sort of stopped screaming and growing my hair long, I thought, let's give this country thing a go. And lo and behold, I've had some success doing it, and I really love it. I love the genre, I love the fans, I love the people and the stories of country music, and I think I'm just going to stick with this one for the rest of my days, mate. It's too much fun.
Well, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun. You mentioned Slim Dusty there. What a great talent he was. But then in the next breath you mentioned country. And, of course, that was the country and western sort of music that we had. And then we've come out of that now, haven't we, to what you just described as the rock and so on. And we've got this wonderful genre. And I suppose the Eagles had a lot to do with this too, didn't they?
They did, yeah. I mean, they were really a country rock style of band, and that's what's happening. I mean, obviously Keith Urban sort of kicked in sort of 10 years ago, whatever it was, but it's probably even longer than that now. But I mean, he sort of really had this rock and country thing going, and it's funny because back in the late 90s, I was doing a similar style of music, and people were saying, "Well, you're too country for rock, and you're too rock for country." So
Really?
record companies didn't know where to put me at the time.
Yeah.
So, I was just, I went to Canada for a few years. I was playing stuff around Canada. I came back here and I'd written some songs, and I ended up entering the Star Maker competition in 2007 in Tamworth, which is my first sort of induction into Tamworth and country music.
What year was that again?
2007.
2007,
So, yeah, because now I'm 85 years old.
Yeah.
And,
Look, I turn 106 next week. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're in good company.
But it's, I think country music has come a long way. I mean, obviously you've got your Slim Dustys and your legends and like you said, the country and western type thing. And there's definitely a tag and a stigma around what country music is. So the idea of this whole new tour that I'm doing right now, like with the Wolf Brothers, it's 7 acts from three countries. And it's basically presenting the new brand of country music to Australia. So we're out there and we're sort of just trying to show that country is now country rock and country pop. And God, it's even starting to get a bit of an R&B feel about it, some spots. So there's all these loops and beats and sort of happening, which you'd hear in modern day pop in America. So
it's a real crossover, isn't it?
It's a real crossover, and it's getting a lot cooler. And I think if people really sort of open their minds to what country music is now, I think the genre would grow immensely in Australia, because I think it's really worth having a listen to. And it's not much lighter than what Bon Jovi was back in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that. So people who were Bon Jovi fans, God knows what fans, would probably really like what country music is now. So that's what we're trying to bring to people. My album Against the Grain came out in December last year, and I've got an album full of country rock, because that's the style I like to do. I feel comfortable doing that, and I've released 3 or 4 singles, and obviously A Little More Country is the latest single. And mate, I'll just keep doing it because I love doing it, and hopefully the fanship will grow for what country music is in Australia, and tours like the one I'm doing right now will help that happen.
Troy, I was reading online that it was said that this album sort of defines you and your sound. Now we know about the sound, but how did it define you as a person?
Oh, I really wanted to sort of write a whole bunch of songs that were fun and party, because that's pretty much me, man. I like to, I don't take the things too seriously. I like, for me, first and foremost with this business has always been having fun. If I'm not having fun, I don't really want to do it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm just an outgoing sort of friendly guy. I love to entertain. So when I sort of sat down to write a bunch of songs, I wanted to write songs that I could do that would do that in a live environment, you know. So I've sort of tried to write songs that were, you know, let's everyone have a sing, get your hands in the air, let's, you know, get this thing rocking. So that's kind of, you know, and hopefully a little bit of my personality comes through. And there's songs on the album like I Ain't Learned Nothing Yet, which is I've done this and I've done that. You know, I'm always getting myself in trouble here. I ain't learned nothing yet, you know, and just a bit of fun. But in the next one, I'll turn around and I'll write a song about the girl I love called Small Town Girl, or How We Roll Around Here's about never leaving the town that you grew up in because you know all the people there and it's your life and history and you want to stay there. So there's just different things that hopefully people will be able to connect with, but also, you know, give them a little bit of insight as to who Troy Kemp is and what I like to do and you know, and hopefully sell some CDs and have a good time doing it, you know.
All right, let me dig further. You just said there, the girl I loved. That was about breaking up, was it?
The girl I love.
Oh, the girl you love.
There's no D there, yeah.
Oh, okay, the girl you love. Okay. I'm glad you're still with her.
Yeah, no, it's all good, yeah. No,
She'll be happy too.
Yeah. No, I met a beautiful girl named Alicia from small town Cessnock up in the Hunter Valley area.
Yeah, I lived in Newcastle for quite some time. I know Cessnock, yeah.
Yeah, so funny thing, you know, I actually played at her wedding about 3 years ago, and now we're engaged. So
go on.
Yeah, funny story.
Well, that wasn't meant to be on her part then, was it? She's come to you, you see. That's really good.
I'm the wedding singer, mate. Just call me
Not the wedding planner.
Yeah.
Mate, I've got your photo here in front of me. You've got a delightful face and it just oozes personality, and I can hear that now from your voice as well. You're a hell of a nice guy, mate. You really, really are. And I do wish you well in your career. You're coming down to Traralgon here in Gippsland on the 14th of October. That's just around the corner next week. And South Melbourne. Where are you playing in South Melbourne?
Mate, I think we're at the casino.
Oh, are you
From
really?
Memory? Yeah.
And at Palms, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So it's going to be a great month. I'm out with a Canadian guy named Gord Bamford, who's really big. The Wolf Brothers is pretty much their tour. It's This Crazy Life tour. It's their new album. There's a young guy named Craig Heath who's just joined. He's sick this weekend, unfortunately, but he's going to be back in Melbourne and for the rest of the tour. And then we've got Christy Lamb, Caitlin Shadbolt, and Jodie Doreen from New Zealand. So it's 7 acts from 3 countries sort of presenting the new sounds of country music, which I think is a really cool concept. The shows are all going great. They're selling well. The pre-sales, most shows are sort of, you know, in the sort of 500 plus sort of audience size so far. So we're looking forward to a big night here in Hobart, but really looking forward to getting to Melbourne next weekend.
My word.
Doing those 2 shows. Traralgon's a lot of fun down there, and I think it's the K Street Complex. Is that the saloon bar
That's
there?
Right. Yep.
Yep, so really hopefully we get some people down there to sort of get in and sort of fill that place up, which will be a lot of fun. And then obviously we jump up into New South Wales a week after, and then Queensland to sort of finish out the month up there at the end of October. So a lot of fun. Going to be nice to be out there sort of doing a tour around the release of my new single, A Little More Country. And I was able to use some of the acts off this tour in the video clip, so it's getting a lot of good response.
Yes, I saw that online. It's very, very good. Great clip. Great.
Thank you very much. I did that myself, mate. It cost me $500, on the computer at home.
Well done.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's really cool. So it's had 25 shares in 25,000 views in the last week on the Facebook page.
Well, about 1,000 of those would have been mine.
Well, yeah, about the other 24,000 were mine.
Yours. That sounded good to me. I like the way you produced that, because we've got you in different gear, and we see you, I think, at the blue shirt at one stage, and you flash to something else, and your guitar's playing, next minute it's not playing. It's very, very clever, and if you've done that yourself, congratulations, full marks.
Thank you very much, mate. No, it was a lot of fun, and I didn't know what I was doing, but it came together somehow. So I just had all my friends send me like a little selfie video singing one line of the song, and I actually had so many, and I said, I better leave a bit of room to put myself in this video, considering it is mine.
Well, mate, for an 86-year-old, as you said you were, you're doing very well with technology. You've handled it very well for your age.
Mate, I tell you what, technology and facelifts, and I'm all right to go.
Troy, it's been a delight. Will you keep in touch with us? I'd like to have you back on sometime. When you're down here in Melbourne and around this area, perhaps not next week, but another time, we'll get you live in the studio.
So that'd be so cool, Leigh. So thank you, mate. I really appreciate having me on and the support. And hopefully the Traralgon show will go great. And I can't wait to come and see you soon, mate. I'll get in the studio and we'll have
a bit of a jam. Yeah, that'd be lovely, mate. Okay, awesome. Take care. Best with your tour.
Thank you, mate. Okay. Take care.
Bye-bye to you. Great artist, and what a lovely personality. Troy Kemp, if you haven't seen or heard him, please go online and make a booking at Palms for the 15th of October down in Traralgon on October 14.